humanity. Therefore, as I welcome you, allow me to encourage you to welcome other people as well. I say to all of you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Because unlike any other, this very broadcast, simulcast on a multitude of platforms, is going out across the entire 24 time zones of this very world. Because wherever there is civilization and human activity, you will find Biafrans there. This morning will not be an exception to that for which we are known for, which is to preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Here this very morning, we shall take your calls after a very brief introduction by way of basically encapsulating some of the distressing and disturbing headlines making the rounds in the Zoological Republic, and a few important announcements that I am obliged to make regarding our seat at home and how we are going to honor our heroes this very year. Once again, if you are privileged, bring your pen and your paper along with you. We are live and we are direct, and of course, heaven, as always, shall bear us witness. My name is Mazi Nnamdi KANU. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, all over the world. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We have come to complete the work that the class of 67 started. We have come to fulfill that which has been promised to this very generation. We have come that even the blind may see, and even those who are deaf may hear. We have come that those who were previously miseducated may be able to gain the enlightenment of reasonable tutorial on the issues affecting their lives. The whole world is listening, and we shall proceed, of course, very, very gingerly to present to you what we have in store for you this very morning, afternoon or night, depending on where you are. But first of all, we must pray.
I got you.
Alert, ray.
Enemy inside confirmed.
Prepare to fire.
Touching you through.
Yes.
And before we do so, I must remind each and every one of you that we are on IPOB Community Radio, the app. Everybody must download it. It is a low data usage app. If you download it, it doesn't cost you very much to listen to this very broadcast via your internet-enabled device. We are also on Radio Biafra app. We are on TuneIn. We are on a whole host of platforms, believe you me, including Garden Radio as well. We are on FM in some parts of Biafra, and I do understand that most of our FM relay stations are down, and we are doing all we can to try and resuscitate and revive them. We are on satellite for those of you with strong decoder in the whole of West Africa, southern part of Africa, and also the Middle East. You should be able to get us if you have a satellite. I have encouraged most people to try and switch over to satellite where they can, and those of you who are in the diaspora, endeavor to provide satellite link for your people back home in the towns and villages in Biafra land, that they too may be able to listen, participate, and partake in what we are doing on this very glorious and indomitable platform called Radio Biafra. We are also, of course, on many other social media platforms. Most of you are listening via my Instagram page. I don't know if to call it page or handle, I don't know. We are on Instagram rather. If you go to Mazi Nnamdi KANU _official on Instagram, we are there. You should be able to follow us this morning. We are also on Twitter. I've asked you many times to please try and get a Twitter account. If you have a Twitter account, you should be able to go there to also listen, or should I say watch us live. You will not be able to see my image, but of course you can follow what we are doing. You can make comments, and of course if your comment catches my attention, I will be able to read it out, or I will be able to use it to guide our presentation this very morning. Most of you may be able, you will try to call, but if you are not able to get through, please go to Instagram. We are also on Facebook, apparently. Most of you don't believe it is my Facebook page, I understand that, but we are on Facebook. We are streaming there this very morning. It's not my page, because Facebook won't let us. It is just, it's not a fan page, it's a private page. If you go there, you should also be able to listen to us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on our app, IPOB Community Radio, on Radio Biafra app. You should be able to follow us this very morning. I know for some of you it is very early in the morning, but of course it is the right thing for us to do, because it's very, very interactive. Very shortly, I'll give you the numbers to call, of course, on WhatsApp and also on Instagram. Some people are calling already, and as I've told them, this is not the time to call. When the lines are opened, I will let you know, and only then will you be able to call. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you, and let us pray. Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile, Chineke nna nke igwe, onye anyị na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ mmụọ nke nwe mmụọ, onye ji ndụ mmadụ niile n'ọbara aka ya, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-ekpebi ngabiga nke mmadụ dị ndụ. Chineke nna, onye anyị were Biafra wee nyefee n'aka, onye ọ bụ naanị ya kwere anyị nkwa na Biafra ga-abịarịrị na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-arịọgharịrịọ n'isi ụtụtụ nna nke ebere dị ngọzi n'ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra, ebe anyanwụ ụwa niile si wee malite. Wee na-arịọ gị ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị, ịma mma gị na ọmịiko gị n'ebe ndị gị nọ. Wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi, ọbụla dị ka anyị onwe anyị na-abanye n'ọgwụgwụ izu ụka nna nke ebere. Anyị wee were ndụ ụmụ gị niile wee nyefee gị n'aka, ọbụla dị ndị nke eji eji n'ụlọ nga ebe niile dị iche iche, ndị lara azụ na njem nke anyị onwe anyị na-aga, n'ihi na ndị iro bụ ndị Fulani Janjaweed ebutewo agha n'obodo nsọ gị. Ha chọrọ iwere ihe ịnapụ anyị n'ike ala nsọ nke ikwere ndị gboo na nkwa, wee were ya wee gọzie ụmụ gị. Ọkwa ala nsọ bụ Biafra ka anyị na-eche gị n'iru n'isi ụtụtụ, anasịghị nna nke dị nsọ, biko bịakwa ka igbe echebe ndị gị, n'ihi na oge ahụ nke ikwere anyị na nkwa na oruwe. Nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, anyị na-arịọ gị ka iru gị wee chaa n'ihu ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị IPOB n'ụwa niile. Onye nwe m, ka i wee nye anyị ezi nghọta, ezi echiche, amamihe, ịdị n'otu, ọganiru, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ịhụnanya nke na-adị n'ezinụlọ nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ụzọ ọbụla iwe gị si wee dị ọkụ n'ebe anyị nọ, onye dị nsọ mgbe niile ebighị ebi, biko ọ dịrọ ka anyị na-arịọ gị ka iwe gị dị ọkụ wee dajụọ n'ebe anyị nọ, ka amara gị wee bata, ka i wee gbaghara anyị mmehie, n'ihi na ewezụga gị onwe ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ. Anyị bụ anọkpa ahụ, ofu ụbọchị a ga-achọ anyị, agaghị ahụ anyị ọzọ, mana marakwa na okwu nsọ gị na-anọgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bịa mere anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-aja aha nsọ gị mma, anyị ga-efe gị n'ụzọ pụrụ iche, n'ihi na nke ọma mee anyị ga-ekele aha nsọ gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị nye gị otuto na ọ bụ gị bụ Chineke nna, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye masịrị ihe niile. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebere ngozi ka i wee nye anyị ọgụgụ isi, amamihe, ezi echiche, akọ na nghọta, nye ụmụ gị ihe niile ndị a nke anyị onwe anyị na-arịọ gị ka ha wee ghọta ebumnobi ọjọọ nke ndị Fulani ebe ndụ ha nọ, n'ihi na ụfọdụ n'ime ha dị iberibe, ha dị nzuzu, ha amaghị ihe. Bịa ka i wee gosi ha ụzọ nke ga-edobe ha n'ime ndụ. Bịakwa ka i wee du anyị onwe anyị n'ụzọ nke ezi omume gị, ka ọ ga-abụ na ekpete masị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja aha nsọ gị ma too gị, ma isi ala nye gị site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. Ọkwa asụsụ eluigwe, the language of heaven. That's what we are speaking. Most people do not understand it, but it is true that this is the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. This very morning, I'm going to proceed. Before we open the lines, please, I am going to make a few announcements regarding our sit at home that is coming up on the 31st. Lockdown, not even sit at home, lockdown. I have issued the orders to the men on the ground. Not even a cockroach is allowed to cross from one cupboard to the other. Not even cockroach or chicha cannot move from one cupboard to the other. There will be no movement, absolute and total paralysis of activities in the east, in the land of Biafra. Everywhere will be on absolute and total lockdown. as we salute those that fell and served us between 1967 to 1970. If you know any veteran around you between now and Monday, please ensure that you visit them. I don't want anybody to lie to say that they served in the very glorious army of Biafra when they didn't do so. We remember our veterans, those of them who are still alive. We will celebrate the memory of those that fell in the various battlefields. You must also understand that it was the Third World War. We lost over 5 million people during this very period, of which the world have decided not to talk about for very obvious reasons, because we are Biafrans and because we are the chosen children of God. And also, we fought the whole world. It was the Third World War. Britain was on the side of the Fulani Janjaweed, Gowon-led government. They also managed to convince Russia to join them. It was the only time in the history of the world since the end of the Second World War in 1945 that a free nation like Britain decided to join a communist repressive regime as obtained then in the former Soviet Union in order to oppress a very small country in Africa, because it was at the height of the Cold War, do not forget. But Britain jettisoned and abandoned everything to do with their so-called ideological purity during that very time in order to coerce Russia to support Gowon in order to defeat Biafra, or should I say to prevail over Biafra. They hired Egyptian pilots. OAU was as weak and as stupid as ever, the same way they are this very day, of course, with the exception of Julius Nyerere, and to an extent, should I say, the mediation role played by Emperor Haile Selassie, and of course, a few other, Gabon, for instance, that recognized Biafra, and also Cote d'Ivoire under President Wilfred Bernard. The rest of them decided to gang up with the Janjaweed in order to deny us access to weapons, access to food, access to medical care. Some people even said that starvation was a legitimate instrument of war, which of course is a war crime. But all these things happened. There was no international investigation. Nothing was done about it. And today we are here trying to finish what those brave men started very many years ago. I want to also remind all of you that we fought this very Third World War and we held out for 3 years. The Second World War lasted for about 5 years, from 1939 to mid-1945, but only tiny Biafra was able to sustain the might of 3 superpowers to stay afloat for 3 years. Mind you, we were denied access to food, to medical care, we were denied access to weapons. That was when they created the core states. The Cross River State was created, then River State was also created. And isn't it very, very fortuitous that the same man they brought in to preside over River State that was created to spite Biafra, River State that Amechi is jumping up and down. I wouldn't say Amechi, please, I'm so sorry. That the little Hitler, Nwike is jumping up and down today, was created to spite, to divide our people at the height of the war by Gowon. No other person than Gowon, and that is why his land today has been ravaged and taken over by bandits. I must also make it abundantly clear to all of you, especially those of you who are listening, that we are not going to stop until we complete this very work that our fathers, so to speak, started before we came. It is very, very critical that you understand that come 31st, there will be total lockdown in Biafra land. Absolute cast iron total lockdown. Every living organism, if we find you outside, you're a gunner. As I will always say, ask the zoo police and the zoo army, they will tell you what they're going through. There will be no living organism, no vehicle on the road. Don't come out and be talking rubbish that they, oh, had I known, this thing they are doing, this. We must honor those, because without the class of 1967 to 1970, you will not be alive today. All of us will be alive today. They fought very, very gallantly. They defended our land, and we must honor them. And honor them we shall. Do not make any mistakes about it. You know, they have brought their suicide bombers into our land. The first of them being one idiot called Idi Amin, and fittingly so, of course, the idiot that blew up himself in a Boeing state, going to a market to go and kill people. That Dave Umahi quickly swept under the carpet. But we know the truth, and that truth we shall preach on this platform. There will be no movement on the 31st. On the Monday, our activities will start on the 30th. We shall observe, we shall pray. And on the night of the 30th, we're going to have a candlelight vigil everywhere. Candlelight vigil everywhere. Most churches that are going to be opened on Sunday, this coming Sunday, please, you are going to pray for this safe repose of the soul of those that died during the war. We must also remember those of them, including Ikonso, that have died ever since, trying to defend our land from the ravages and excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism. We must also remember men of Eastern Security Network who are today protecting our land against the threat of invasion from Fulani Janjaweed government of the Zoological Republic. Of course, their front men, they tried to use Miet Yala. They failed completely and woefully. We defeated them. Now they are trying to use their foot soldiers, of course, the terrorists that they recruited into the army and into the police. What we want Dave Umahi to understand is very, very simple. You are going to lose eventually. Nobody fights their people and wins. It's impossible. Go through history, you will see it. Dave Umahi, you're a loser. That presidency you're gunning for, you can see how it has just evaporated before your eyes. You will be consigned to the dustbin of history, to the dustbin of irrelevance. You are a very foolish and stupid man, and we are going to prove it to you. All that your nonsense with Fulani Islamic Bank is not going to work in our land. Ebonyi is the land of Biafra, and we have fought very, very gallantly to defend it, and there is absolutely nothing yourself or any other individual, for that matter, can do about it. Because here, everything we tell you comes to pass. Everything I tell you on this noble platform comes to pass. And I want to remind that very idiot, there is a very foolish man, the Vice Chancellor, they say, of Nnamdi University. We've been told that this very man have scheduled an exams on the 31st, the day that we announced our sit at home, or should I say total lockdown of Biafra land. It is a total lockdown, not even sit at home, total lockdown. Anything outside that day is a goner. The Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi University wants to test his popularity, and we shall make him very famous. Since he wants to be very famous, he wants to attract perhaps one or two loans or grants from Fulani Janjaweed, the same way that Umahi did, by being against his people so he can collect loans from Islamic Bank to build one or two flyovers and deceive the idiots that wish to be deceived, but not us. I want to make it very clear to this very monkey, this very idiot of the VC of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. His name is Charles Okechukwu Esimone, whatever the idiot. I don't care to know where he comes from. Tell this idiot, tell this fool, whoever knows this vagabond, go and tell him. If he wants, I'm not going to say much. Go and put exams on Monday. You see what will happen to you. And those people who will be foolish enough to wish to participate, try it and you will see what will happen to you. Then you will understand how serious we are. You will understand how serious we are, that we are not joking, that we are very, very serious, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop the 31st of May this year from being observed as the main day. We sit at home, or should I say, we lock down everywhere, an act of respect to those that fell, that we may live. They died, that we may live, and we must honor them every blessed year in perpetuity, forever and ever. If our sit at home, if our 30th of May falls on a Shabbat or falls on a Sunday, we choose a date to sit at home, which is normally the next working day, that the world may see the impact of what we are doing. We are not trying to deride the 30th of May. No, it stays that way. Very holy, very sacred, sacrosanct, so to speak. But the real deal will take place on the 31st, when the entirety of Biafra land will be under lock and key. Complete and total lockdown. complete and absolute lockdown. The name of this idiot is Charles Okechukwu Simone. If you know him, tell him that this is what Nnamdi KANU said this morning. That Ogogoro, I don't know, maybe he drinks Hennessy. I don't know, maybe he smokes goof, weed. Tell him that by Monday, that weed would have cleared from his eyes. If he feels it's very tough, he wants to maybe go and bring the new, is it Yahaya, the new chief of army staff, to come and protect him. Then he will better, let me advise him that he better run back to the north, in Sharia North, because when I mean the north, I'm talking about the 12 or 13 Sharia states in the core Arawa North, not Middle Belt. He should go there and become a vice chancellor, not in Biafra land. I have not heard from him, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt by asking him that he should refrain from the madness that he's about to embark upon. Every school will be closed down. Any principal, any headmaster, any headmistress, any fool that opens his school on Monday, then you will know how upset we are with some of you ifulefus and grammarian. These are fools that only specialize in writing grammar. They know nothing. Nothing comes out of it. Is there electricity in Unizik one? Is there any light there? Is there running water? Can you use the toilet and be able to flush it in Unizik? You cannot, because you're in a zoo. Mad people everywhere. Set exams that they can take a idiot. Everywhere will be on lockdown on the 31st. Everywhere will be on total lockdown on that very day. I don't want any student of the Faculty of Education to go there to write any exams on that very day. Let me see how that goes. Let me see the teachers or lecturers or whoever that will come out and say, in fact, get me anybody you see outside, inside Unizik. Anybody you see walking around, any lecturer, please forward his name or her name to me, or their names to me. We are here to defend our people. We saved you people from the, should I say, from the Islamic rule of Miyet Yala in Ebonyi State. If not for ESN, if not for IPOB, Ebonyi State by now will be under Miyet Yala rule. The same way that Plateau State is, the same way they're trying to force Benue State to be. Without Eastern Security Network and IPOB, by now most of you will be refugees in Amazonia. Therefore, when we ask you to sit at home and do nothing, you sit at home, please. We know what we are doing. We are the ones fighting and protecting your lives all these years. If not for what we are doing, of course, by the grace of the Almighty in heaven, by now our land would have been overrun. If not for what we are doing, the whole of Nigeria, the whole indigenous populations will be under the yoke of Fulani Caliphate. When you wake up in the morning, for goodness sake, say a prayer for IPOB, say a prayer for Eastern Security Network. They are your saviors that you can see with your two eyes. That Nigeria is talking about restructuring is because of IPOB, nobody else. No other bagger is because of IPOB. If you don't know, let me tell you. You must be grateful. And we are here today because of what our fathers did between 67 and 70. And we must honor them. It's the right thing to do. Everywhere in the world they do so. We must honor them. That's precisely what Monday is all about, for those who don't understand. If you like, you come out and anything that happens to you, you will. Don't allow Fulani to say, oh, we told you. After they finish with the army and the police, they will come after you. I am warning you now, do not come out. It's for your own good. We must remember it was this same IPOB that started this very tradition of making sure that our land is secure. That you remember those that fought and died for you. It is IPOB, no other person, no other group of people. It is this same noble family that God Almighty in heaven, out of his infinite mercy, decided must come into existence. If you don't know, let me tell you. They were there all this while doing a Hanese, doing one rubbish or the other. Nobody remembered those that fought and died for them. An act of wickedness and treachery of the highest order. Zoo, they do their own every 15th of January. They remember those that came into your land to kill you, but you cannot remember those that fought and died for you. What sort of people are you? We no wonder they've been killing you, all of you, until we came. Or should I say, until Chukwukikabiyama determined that we should come. Do you know why they put Children's Day on the 27th of May? Do you know why they put Children's Day on the 27th of May? It was on the 27th of May that the Consultative Assembly of the Old Eastern Region sat together in Enugu and decided and gave Ojukwu the mandate to declare Biafra, which he did on the 30th of May. Some of you don't know this. To take away the importance of that very day, to take away the importance of that very day, the zoo put Children's Day on the 27th of May. Some of you don't even know. You're saying, oh, 27th of May, Children's Day. You don't know why they did it. This morning, I am telling you the reason why they did it. And before I go any further, I hope it's very clear now. I said lockdown, not even sit at home. Lockdown. Lockdown. If your neighbor wants to go out that day, complete and total lockdown. After all, during the height of the COVID, they stole all your relief they were supposed to give to you. Did you come outside? During the lockdown of COVID, the Chinese virus, did you come out? Did you come out? I'm asking you. You never came out. Now you are going to sit at home on the 31st of May to honor those that you should have been honoring every day of your lives. Every blessed day of your lives, you ought to be honoring these people. Now, there is something that I want to see. Let me see if I can get hold of it. I want to see if I can get hold of it, if they will allow me. I want to play, there was something that I said I was going to play this morning. I for some inexplicable reason, I can no longer find it. I wanted to play for the lamentation of some individuals, that you may be able to understand what is happening, that you may be able to understand what is going on. Because there was this video, I can't find it anymore. I don't know where the video is anymore. There was this video by somebody, Zamfara, saying that the bandits had taken over their land. As I warned them, if you move this very army of yours south, if you move it south, the bandits will take over your territory. I warned them. They did not listen. I'm trying to, I don't know where I put it. For some reason, I don't know where it is. I am looking for it. I'm trying to find it so I can play it for some of you. I'm looking for it, please. Do bear with me for a second. Oh, dear me. Where is this thing? Where is it? Okay, I don't know. Where is it? Can somebody please forward it to me if you know it? Can somebody please forward it to me? Forward it to me. If you have it, you forward it to me, please. If you have it, please try and forward it to me, because we are live and direct. I can no longer seem to find it. What we are doing is to educate the people. I want them. If you send your troops to our land, there are people in Owerri right now from Zamfara State. I saw that very video and I wept. They are from Zamfara. They are crying. And they are lamenting that their villages are being taken over by, this is a hardened, natural-born Fulani terrorists. From Mali, from Senegambia, from Niger Republic, they are in Zamfara, killing them. And people from Zamfara that were doing Rambo. I warned you. If I cannot play it now, I will play it in the next 2 days when I will be back live again on air. Because on the morning of the 31st, I am going to preach this very gospel. We are going to pray we are going to commence the reading of our Psalms. That is a very special prayer that I pray all the time. And on Monday, I'm going to give you that very secret. On Monday, we are going to start it. We are going to pray the whole of the book of Psalm from 1 to 150. From 1 to 150, starting from Monday. And I will have a morning broadcast on the morning of the 31st, the day that we are doing our lockdown, our total lockdown. Please, I need this thing to be sent to me. And send it to me immediately. Oh, I've gotten it. Thank you very much. I have gotten it now. I'm going to play it for you so that you may know that we prophesy. I don't predict. It's a prophecy. Everything I tell you comes to pass. That's why I keep telling you that heaven will give me a message and I'll pass to those who are living. If you listen to me, if you listen to me, you will have life. I'm telling you the truth. I want to play something for you this morning that I told you many months back is going to happen. I told you it's going to happen. Because it's called hubris. Fulani pride and stupidity, their primitive mindset will not allow them to allow Biafra to go easily. And Chukwukikadam will destroy them. Anything I tell you, write it down on a piece of paper. It must come to pass. Because I know who I'm worshiping. I don't worship idol. Anything made by hand, anything born of a woman, I cannot bow down before. Do you know what that means? It is in the book of Exodus chapter 20. Are you following me? I am the Lord your God. You will have no other God before me. That is the number one commandment of God Almighty in heaven. The person, I wouldn't say a person, entity that we give our children, that we name our children after. When you name your child Chinomso, you are venerating God in heaven. When you name your child Chinedu, you are worshiping God in heaven. That same God that you named your child after is the God that I worship, not the God of white man. I don't worship idol. Anything made by hand I cannot bow before. And that is why heaven gives me revelation. And I want to prove it to you. That everything I say is gospel from heaven. When I tell you that the zoo will fall, the zoo will fall. And I've told you something is that at the end of this process, Nigeria will not exist. The name Nigeria won't exist. After that, Hausa people will reclaim their land, including Gobe. Fulani will be nowhere to be found. Write it down on a piece of paper. Let me prove it to you this morning that heaven sent me. Listen.
To tell the world the conditions of Zamfara State people today, more especially in Zurmi, Bruno Magaji, and Kawanamu, the local government, that today banditry activities to our understand have even turned is worse than Boko Haram to our own understanding, because we have seen their operation with more than 250 bikes, each with AK-47. They attack different villages. They attack a village called Gabaki and kill 5 people. Torawa, they kill 5 people. The other village called Gigia, they kill 1. In a village called Oroe in Zumi local government, they kill 4 people. In a village called Ryuji, where I came from, they kill 1 and injured 7 people, including my father's younger brother. Secondly, we have a squad of people in General Hospital, Kauranamuda, some in General Hospital, Bruno Magaji, and some has been taken to Gusau. So we want to tell the world today that they should witness what is going on in Zamfara State. And we are calling the Nigerians, we are calling our National Assembly and all the executive of Zamfara State airline to do something, to do whatever necessary and stop banditry activities, because it is getting worse. Today we are in condition whereby our pride is farming. Today we cannot go to the farm in Zamfara State. Look at our people everywhere in the hospital. We are all youth graduate, unemployment, we are jobless. And today, even the farm we are going to get what we are in, we cannot go to the farm. Now we don't even know what is our left and right.
Now, when I tell you something, will you believe me next time? I said to them, Fulani, you are foolish. I'm talking about even the indigenous populations in Zamfara State, not just the Fulani from Zamfara. You will come down to the east. your chief of army staff, your Garba Shehu, and the police will send you to Imo State. They will send you to Iguacha. Wike will pay you money to come to Iguacha. But your backyard will be open. They will come in and they will take it. I've been telling you this, that I told you that there is a method to our madness. That is something an average multi-purpose efulefu cannot understand. That is something an intellectual cannot understand. That is something a sophisticated moron can never understand. That we are more intelligent than them, 100 times over. That is why anything I say behind this microphone, Almighty is my witness, must come to pass. How many months ago did I tell you that they will come because they are very foolish? They will come to the east. Let me tell you my plan once again this morning. And what heaven said is how we are going to fight this very war. You know that the army of Pharaoh was destroyed in the Red Sea. You're aware of that. They drowned in the Red Sea. Biafra land is going to become the Red Sea of the Fulani army. There they will drown and there they will die. Let me make it very, very clear to all of you. You see this army of Nigeria. History will record that they died in Biafra. Complete destruction. Because very many years ago, when we started our atonement, to be doing atonement, to be asking Elohim, please forgive us, we are very sinful, we are horrible, we turned our back against you, we started following white gods, all this foreign idol, all this nonsense, that we have sinned against thee. Please have mercy upon us. God said to us, I have listened to your prayers, but my anger with you people and your fathers for following foreign gods is still there. But I'm going to show you that I'm God. This very process we're in now started. Elohim said that IPOB will be indestructible. Biafra is going to come, but people are going to die. They will kill you. I will give your army the weapons to fight back. You will kill them. In the end, Biafra will come. Is that what is happening today? When I started telling you they will kill us, we will kill them in the end, Biafra will come, since the year 2013, I've been telling you this, without fail. You must understand what we are in for. You see this, do you know that the Fulani army have died before in Biafra land? Some of you don't know, that is why we are not Muslims. You say you don't know that before. That time, only God fought for us, there was no army, we had no standing army. On the plains of Benue, the same thing Autumn is fighting today. The same way they have descended on Benue was how they came. As they were moving their way down to Otupo, God sent an army of angels from heaven to stand guard before his land that he blessed, and said beyond this very point that Islam cannot enter. That is why you have Islam in Yoruba land. That is why you have Islam even in some parts of Midwest, Edo State today. Some parts of them they have Islam. That is why in Benin Republic, in Cotonou, you have Islam all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. That is why in Togo you have Islam all the way to Lomé. That is why in Ghana you have Islam all the way even to Accra. That is why across the entirety of West Africa there is Islam all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. But in the land of Biafra, there is no Islam. Ask yourself why. Because the God Almighty in heaven has been protecting your land from time immemorial. Without a standing army, the army of the Janjaweed was defeated. And I prayed to God and I said, let that miracle happen once again in our time. And Elohim said to me, no, I won't do it that way. Instead, you're the ones who are going to kill them. I will bring them to your land and you will kill them. That will be their own Red Sea. As Pharaoh's army drowned in the Red Sea, so shall the land of Biafra consume this very army of darkness from the Sahel. But that one thing we shouldn't do is to entertain any fear. We should not be afraid. We should not be. The only problem we have is fear itself. that we shouldn't be afraid. Once you're not afraid, that we have won. And that's this battle that we're in right now. You were there when they declared their war. And I said to you that that is my plan. I want to draw the Nigerian army and police into Biafra land, and there will kill them. Do you understand me? And there will be nowhere. Those of them that will survive, if at all any will survive, when they go back to Zamfara, they will have nowhere to go to in Zamfara, because in their land, in their own land, armed killers are there waiting for them. Is that what is happening? Let me play it for you once again so you understand. Not going to leave Mozi. I don't come out in the morning to say what I don't know about. It's heaven that is directing me. That is why I don't worship idol. We had a temple in Arochukwu before the white man came and destroyed it. Of course, we are sinful the same way the temple of God fell in Jerusalem. And the Muslim took it over and built Alaska Mosque in it and built the dome on the rock. On the same temple mount that Solomon built the house of God upon. These are the things that you must understand. We are sent by heaven, not the sons of men, to preach this very gospel that we may return to who we were before, the worship of Almighty God in heaven, and no idol. We are religious people by nature. That is who we are. That is why we answer Omo and Igwe, the children of the kingdom of heaven. No other society, not even in Israel, do you have such a name. We have in H1 where the light of God shines upon the children of men. In Arochukwu. These are our names. Or you have forgotten who we are. We answer Ihe, which means light, the children of light. Don't you have Ihemposi in Anambra State? Don't you have Ihe in Ungwaland? Don't you have Ihe? Light. You know Lokoro, you know Mwahia. My grandmother's place, Olokoro, she comes from Itu. The woman that gave birth to my father. Don't you have Ihe? We call it Ihe. It's not Ihe, it's Ihe. Light. Don't you have it? Where we come from? Tell me any other place in this world where their name is light or light of God, the H1, as you have in Arochukwu. Tell me where on this earth. Tell me where you have Omo and Igwe, the children of the kingdom of heaven in Enugu State as we have today. Show me where else in the world. Why won't I worship God? Who are you to tell me who God is? Do you praise God with your name? My name is Nnamdi. My Redeemer liveth. Now you understand why we worship God the way we do. Why God is central to everything that we do. We are sinful. Who isn't? After all, we are mortal flesh. But we cannot forego nor abandon our identity. Not the identity the white man gave you, you morons, you fools. That was why God abandoned us until we came. And he said, now that you have come, you will see what I'm going to do. How do you think we chased away Mjetiala from our land? Do you think it's by our might, our own power? Is that what you think? Elohim is in heaven. I'll play it for you once again. There is a method to our madness. You come into our land, you are going to die in our land. And by the time you get back to where you come from, you idiots from the Sahel, you have no home to go to. There are people in Zamfara right now in Enugu Rambo, jumping from one street to the other one, protecting Uzadema. Uzadema's land is safe. Your own land in Zamfara is gone. You idiots, go back to where you come from and defend your land. From ESN where you come from, or the version of ESN, and defend your land. From killers and murder. Fulani are there deceiving you with pension of 40,000 naira, sending you to the east to go and fight. Whereas your own land is gone. I will play it for you fools once again so you understand.
We want to tell the world.
We want to tell the world.
Conditions of Zamfara people today. More especially in Zurmi, Bruno Magaji, and Kawanamu, the local government. That today mandatory activities to our understand have even is worse than Boko Haram to our own understanding. Because we have seen their operation with more than 250 bikes. each with AK-47. They attack different villages. They attack a village called Gabaki and kill 5 people. Turawa, they kill 5 people. The other village called Gigia, they kill 1. In a village...
The young man is naming all the villages where people are being slaughtered like chicken. But people from Zamfara are wearing police and army uniform in Imo State. Now, I want to understand what is wrong with the brain of black people. I am from Ibegu, and you send me to Sokoto to go and be fighting insurgency in Sokoto. Whereas in my village, there is Mietiala killing people. Why would I remain in Sokoto? Why would I remain in Sokoto? And he's a graduate. Oh. You can see the quality of his English. Very soon now he'll be a permanent secretary, or maybe secretary to the federal government of Nigeria. These are the mess that we are in. And I thank God Almighty that after years of shouting and screaming, our Yoruba brethren now understand what we have been saying all along. It is not born out of hatred for anybody. It is so that you may know the truth, and that truth will set you free. Listen, let me finish playing it. Zamfara, they are doing Nigerian army. Go to the east. Anything you see there, kill it. It's bandits, men, women, or children. And please also send me the video now, please, of that one. You will see them, these people, some of them from Zamfara, hailing their troops coming to kill innocent children in Biafra land. Nigerian army. Everybody's pretending they cannot see. Everybody's blind. They cannot see. I don't want to go into our names. Oluchukwu, Tamono. That means we name our children Obasi after God himself in heaven. And a white man came with rubbish, and you people are feeling, you people are stupid. People who are uncircumcised. And I can't understand you people. And God said, let me leave this. These people are foolish, let me leave them. And for 50 years, he left us. Until he said, now that you're ready to come back to me, by the time Biafra comes, you worship me forever and ever. I do worshipers everywhere. Now listen very carefully, please.
In Zulu local government, they kill 4 people. In a village called Rioji, where I came from, they killed 1 and injured 7 people, including my father's younger brother. Secondly, we have a squad of people in General Hospital, some in General Hospital, and some has been taken to Gusau. So we want to tell the world today that they show...
No, they want to tell the world. Something I've been telling the world ever since. Now they want to tell the world, though. Now they want to tell the world. Something I've been telling the world since nobody wants to hear. Now this one wants to tell the whole world what is going on. Now do you follow us? There is no pronouncement. If God is not with us, why is it that when I say something, it happens exactly the same way? Why? It's a simple question for an ordinary intellectual to answer. If Elohim is not with us, why is it anything I say comes to pass? Exactly the same way. It's as if it is clockwork. That's something that family cannot understand. They cannot comprehend it. I told you they will come to our land, and when they come to our land, their own land will be taken over by their own bandits. Is it not happening now? Let's finish it, and then I'll play the other one for you.
That's what is going on in Zamfara State, and we are calling the Nigerians, we are calling our National Assembly and all the executive of Zamfara State airline to do something,
National Assembly,
necessary, and stop mandatory activities because it is getting worse. Today we are in condition whereby our pride is farming. Today we cannot go to the farm in Zamfara State. Look at our people everywhere in the hospital. We are all youth graduate, unemployment, we are jobless. And today, even the farm we are going to get what we are in, we cannot go to the farm. Now we don't even know what is our left and right.
They don't know the left and right. Are you listening to it? We don't know what. Keep following the Sultan of Sokoto. You fools from the north. Keep following all these idiots, telling you it's not Sharia and all that rubbish. Look at where you are now. Ordinary people are suffering. Ordinary people are suffering. The young man is in pain. You can see the pain on his face. And I want that video everywhere, please. I want it everywhere. And that is why I keep saying that it's as if Satan put together Nigeria, I'm telling you the truth. And also made the people not to be able to reason properly. Is it not very clear to everybody now? That everything I say comes to pass, it is the truth. We don't do what we do out of hatred, we do it out of compassion and out of love for people. Now, I told you before that Nigerian army cannot fight. They only specialize in killing. See, Nigerian army is an instrument of terrorism. They don't fight like soldiers. They are cowards. They are cowards. And we say, one day ESN will start attacking. You know it's not going to happen. It can never happen unless you're an informant or a saboteur. Let me play a clip for you once again before we open our lines. And I hope that the ICC, they are paying attention. Everybody, Katrina Lang has run away. I don't know where she ran to. Says she's on holiday. That blood-sucking demon, she has run away. I don't know where she ran to. I want her to listen to, because I know everybody listens to this program, of course. The whole world, they listen to us, of course. I want her, Katrina Lang, to listen to this very program. This very clip I'm about to play. Nigerian army, yes. They cannot fight. They have never won any battle in their, never, without foreign help. Never in their history. Only to kill civilians. The only army in the world whose primary function is to reduce the population of their own people. That if, believe you me, if you know what I know about the Nigerian army, anybody wearing that uniform, if you see them, you kill them. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, they are your problem. But one day you will realize it. I'm saying it now, you think maybe he's upset with the Nigerian army. No. Once they put on that uniform, there is a Fulani demon that goes inside them. They lose touch with humanity. They are no longer human. I want to play this clip again for you. The first clip is the one that justified our prophecy. This is the second one. To also prove to all of you that Nigerian army cannot fight. They are civilian murderers. That's what they do. They only kill civilians. Nothing else in their useless existence. Now, listen, please. Listen. In Hausa language. Anybody you see in the east is a bandit. Not their own bandits in the north, ravaging Zamfara. Not their own bandits in the north, ravaging Zamfara. No. It's in the east. Civilian murderers. Because in the north, the bandits in the north, they have AK-47. But in the east, people are not armed. Do you see how they operate? In the east, they're not armed. He's saying, go, anything you see is a bandit in the east.
Starte gut in den Tag mit Alas Gier und viel Protein. Bau deinen Tag auf. Alas Gier.
This is the shoot-at-sight order that they were denying. It is here, I'm playing it for you, from the barracks where they left to go and kill civilians. And this is our famous Nigerian army, our boys, our troops. Anybody, even if you're my friend, if you refer to Nigerian army as our boys, I will have a major war with you. I don't care who you are. These are the idiots that you call your boys, and our boys, our men in uniform. These are the animals in uniform. Let me play it for you, please, once again.
Anybody you see there a bandit,
Mm-hmm.
Anybody where you see a bandit, don't forget, anybody there a bandit, man or woman or auntie, uncle.
Anybody you see, man, woman, auntie, uncle, you see in the east, kill them. They are bandits. These are Janjaweed. Are you following? This is Nigerian army. One day, this idiot is saying this rubbish will become a major general. The only war he's ever fought is to go to Nkwonewi and kill people in the market. And you're a general in Nigeria. This is why Nigeria must be destroyed. the name Nigeria, I'm telling you, that is extinguished from history books. The place is brimming with evil upon evil. These are the things you must understand. These are the things that you ought to know. That is your one Nigeria for you. Look at Wike. Anywhere they see any young Igbo boy, they arrest. Any boy, anywhere they see me, watch they arrest. The same thing in Imo State. The day the madness will reach them now, all of you witness. That is the thing about me. Of course, now I know why God put black people at the bottom of the pile. Why black people are the lowest of the low in the whole world. After black people, you now get chimpanzees, you now get apes, and you get monkeys. Now I know. Because you people are evil. You are wicked. Now that Wike is going about abducting people in broad daylight, no, nobody will talk. Oh. Now that Hope Uzodinma is busy abducting, nobody will talk. Now that idiot called Omahi is yapping and running his mouth with his bubatoro, nobody will talk. Any day we hit them now, all of you will start writing your epistles. Ndara. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. Have they not appointed a new chief of army staff? I'm asking all of you, multi-purpose Fulefus, have they not appointed another one? Fulani don't give a damn about you, what you think. They are so arrogant. Nigeria is theirs, you cannot do anything. They can buy Facebook, they can buy Google, they can buy Twitter, they can buy anybody they like. They have the money. Britain is behind them. They can do whatever they like. Anything they like, they can do. Anything they like, they can do, and they feel they can get away with it. And all of you are there answering, one Nigeria. We are Nigerians. We Nigerians. You people are hopeless. It was the Human Rights Writers Association of the Zoo, Huriwa they call themselves, that said, what did they actually say? That Buhari is not a believer of one Nigeria for doing this. Doing what? For appointing another Fulani man into a sensitive security position. All of you, all you can do from the south is to beg. You people are not ashamed of yourselves. You're in your father's land, you're in the land of your ancestors, and you're begging somebody from the Sahel, somebody from the semi-arid Sahel, a nomad, to make your life better. Are you not foolish? Are you not foolish? A man with, look at how they have corruption hanging on. Even Malami, your so-called AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, who doesn't even understand the rule of law. The idiot is mired in corruption. Look at Magu, another Janjaweed of EFCC. He stole the money that he recovered from people they claim we are corrupt. This is the type of country that you're rooting for. I'm a Nigerian, things will get better. In my next life, I don't want to see any of you. I'm telling you the truth. In this UG, you disgust me. You have brain that cannot reason. Oh dear. They have condemned whoever they call Buhari in Asorok for appointing another northerner. That's what they call it. They call it northerner instead of for an Janjaweed. Emmanuel Omobiko issued a statement saying that their refusal to imagine if, let me say, imagine that this administration is an Igbo administration with an Igbo man as chief of army staff, Igbo man as naval staff, Igbo man as air force, Igbo man as, hey! By now, there will be no Igbo person left in the north. They will kill everybody. You will see Britain that time come and say, but you have federal character as part of your constitution. Why don't you do something about it? But now that the Fulani is doing it, everybody has gone mute. All of you cannot talk. It's only IPOB who can speak. Where is Katuna lying? No more federal character. I told you that the Fulanis do not know how to obey simple laws. They don't know the meaning of law. They don't know. There is something called federal character. Federal character in the Constitution. The country is it 61 years old? If I'm not mistaken. The zoo called Nigeria is 61 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Their constitution is less than 20 years old. or thereabout.
Der Frühling zieht jetzt schon ein. Otto.
Or should I say 22 years old? So in other words, the governing document of a place called Nigeria is younger than the country itself. I paid attention to what Agege was saying. I think he's either the deputy, I don't know, is he in the Senate? I think he's the deputy Senate leader, one of the idiots that went and tied the sheet on his head or bandage before they made him deputy Senate president or thereabout. I don't know what the title he holds. His name is Agege. You know what the idiot said a few days ago? We are not going to rewrite the 1999 Constitution because everywhere else in the world, people just don't wake up and rewrite their own Constitution. They keep amending it until it becomes a perfect document. Of course, I agree with him. He made a very valid point. Then what Agege failed to tell the gullible, miseducated zoo animals called Nigerians is this. Why did you not start this, your series of amendments with the 1963 Republican Constitution? Why must you stop at why must you use 1999 Constitution? Why not 1979? Why not 1963? Why not even 1960 Constitution? If you claim, excuse me, that rewriting a constitution is bad, which of course I believe as well. Incidentally, I do believe that. I believe that no constitution is perfect. People amend it over time. I understand that. That is how it obtains all over the world. But I'm asking you, why therefore did you not go back to the 1963 Republican Constitution and start your amendments from there? I don't know if I'm making any sense to people. Agege, I think he's the deputy Senate leader or whatever his name is of the zoo, deputy Senate president. I'm asking him a simple question. You posited, and rightfully so, that people just don't abandon their constitution, they amend it. I agree with you. If that is the case, why did Abdul Salami Abubakar abandon 1979 constitution? Why did he not amend it? In fact, let us even go further. Why is it that those that wrote the 1979 constitution did not refer back and amend the 1963 constitution? Because it was the military that truncated the whole process. It was Gowon that started to create states. Before we were in our regions, everybody doing fantastically well. Believe you me, even the North was growing economically. The largest textile mill in West Africa was in, I think it was in Kaduna. They were doing so well. Do you know there's a truck company called Iveco, I-V-E-C-O? Do you know Fiat? Trucks were being assembled in the North. How many of you know about Savannah Sugar Company in somewhere in Numan, in Jukun land today? Is it Yobe, Gongola State? I used to know it as Gongola State. How many of you know this? That before Dangote came, that Nigeria used to manufacture sugar locally. Now Dangote imports sugar. And that time my uncle used to work for Savannah Sugar Company in Numan. I'll never forget. I used to ask him, is there any Jordanian river there? Why is the name Numan? Because Numan is in the Bible. That went into Jordan and his leprosy was cured. I used to ask my uncle that question. Do you know that there was a time that people were working in sugarcane plantation? Huge, massive sugarcane plantation in present day. Is it Yobe? I don't know what they call it. Is it Gongola State? Let me use Gongola, please. Do you know that? And they work in the farm. They cut, mind his employment. Then there was no banditry because everybody had a job to do. They will cut down the sugar cane. They will take it to the Savannah Sugar Company. They squeeze it, they press it until sugar crystals will begin to emerge. And they send it down to the east. That is the sugar we used to use. Because Oyibo on then used to be, there was Tate and Lyle from Britain and St. Louis in a blue box. But Savannah Sugar Company is on a white box with green and red writing livery on top of it. I'm old enough to remember. Savannah Sugar Company. Young people that should have been working in that plantation now, making sugar for everybody, they are now bandits with AK-47. And somebody's telling me, Dangote is the richest man in Africa. I said, you people are this. As I said, in my next life, I won't meet you people. Black, God forbid, I won't meet you people. The way you people reason, I will never jam you again in life. If there's any afterlife, one thing I will beg God is, don't mix me with these people again. I don't want to see them. Thank you very much. It's called Adamawa State now. Thank you for that. Adamawa State is called now. Who brought in states? State creation in Nigeria came about because one man, Gowon, wanted to spite Ojukwu. Let us divide them. State creation is an instrument of divide and rule. Some of you can never get it. How come when Nigeria was in regions, they were doing very well? As soon as they started to create the useless, non-viable states, everybody became poor. Why can't you? It's the same thing with churches. How come in the olden days when there were only Roman Catholic Church, Anglican, Methodist, Presbyterian, Seventh-day Adventist Church, Assemblies of God, Cherubim and Seraphim, as you add, and which other old church? Apostolic Church, that is very old, Apostolic Church, everything was working very well. At least, even though people were worshiping God in ignorance, but at least they were worshiping God in truth and in every honesty. Until the mercantile set came in, until merchants came with the Pentecostalism. Since that day, church, hallelujah, Holy Ghost fire. Look at your lives. It's called common sense. It's called reflection. Reflect on the life before and the life now. There is church in every corner. In some buildings, you have 19. In fact, in some hotels, in their lobby, after one church must have finished between 7 and 9 in the morning. Another one will come in from 9 to 11. Another one will come from 11 to 1. Are you people being blessed? The answer is no. When Nigeria was in regions, ask all of these people everywhere. There was one idiot called Isasage, whatever fool. They say he's the senior advocate. You know, when they say someone is a senior advocate in the zoo, I laugh. Isasage, that idiot of APC, saying, oh, can they please go back to the 1963 Constitution and then remove the regions and allow the states to be there? What they want to say is that if you go back to the regions, some people will become a minority. And then I want to ask all of you who travel to America to buy your houses for medical care and to get citizenship. Do you have any relative? Present APC regime, had they been doing very fine? Do you think anybody will complain? You're in America. Is Joe Biden your relative? Is Joe Biden your uncle?